So if you remember last time we were together doing seeds, they were just little seeds that we were trying to sprout. Well, now we're starting to get some tomato plants, and this is what I was talking about last time when I say I usually start about 4 or 5 plants in each pot, and then I separate them after they get their first true leaf. So we're ready to go, and I'm going to show you how simple this process is that I go through. So the first thing I do is I get some larger cups that have kind of a large bottom, especially for the tomatoes, because they have a larger root, and these are going to have to make it like the next month before we start putting them out in our garden. So as you can see, there's no holes in the bottom of my cups. So I use this really nice little soldering tool, and I just heat it up and just poke some holes right in the bottom of my cup. Now I like to have a lot of holes because I really like to make sure that it works great. This is a great way to do this. So leave your door open or your window open just so you're not smelling a lot of this. Now you can actually take a couple of cups at a time. It's going to take a little bit more work to get through all those, but it'll work. So I can get about 15 cups comfortably in one of these little black trays. So what I'm going to do is I've laid them all out on the tray. And the next step is that I want to go ahead and fill all of these up with potting soil. Now I use this Miracle Grow potting mix. I just find every year that it works really good as far as getting these seeds and everything to grow. I have very good success with these. And these are really nice to grow in your own garden. It's also nice when you have this many seeds to get things growing and offer them to other people, because lots of people grow tomatoes and peppers and things like that, even if they don't have big gardens. So I try to always have some of these that I can offer to friends or family. So now comes the fun part where we're going to take our little plants that have been growing and we're going to start transplanting them to our new pots, to their new home until they go to the garden. So I'm going to start off today by doing some of my Abe Lincoln tomatoes. And as many of you have heard, these are my favorite tomatoes. I love growing these things. I grow them every year and they're always a huge success. They're just the most delicious tomato I think I've ever had. So most of these are going to be tomato plants. So all I'm going to do is kind of make a little hole in the middle of my pot, just like this. And then I'm going to take this one little stick just so I know what everything is. And I'm going to look for all these little tomatoes, and all I'm going to do is just kind of take them apart. And you can see already they have huge roots. Look at that. And I'm just going to stick that down in as far as I can, and I actually steal some of this dirt from these other pots. And you'll see why in a little bit. And I kind of cover them up a little so they have their own little pot. And we're just going to continue doing this until we get all of our different plants planted. Now this is such a fun, and this is actually something really fun for the kids to do or grandkids. It's really good to learn about, how things grow, where our food comes from, and it's just a really neat thing to be able to do. So again, I'm going to take some more dirt. These are all Abe Lincolns, so I'm not going to worry about, where anything else goes. All right, we'll come back when all these are planted. So we took our plants from one tray to another tray, and these all are individually planted in the cups. So they look just absolutely amazing. Some of them are already nice and big. And some of these I still am going to need to transplant. I need to get another tray out of the shed, but This is pretty amazing when you think of just a few seeds and what it turns into. So there you go. That's my second transplant. The next one will be going into the garden. So thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you following me along in my preparation for my 2025 garden. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring the bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.